What's up guys, this is Tampatec and this is the pinball machine that I bought. I talked about it last week and I finally got it here. It took 5 shipping days to get here and they offered to set it up with a white glove delivery service, but I said no, I want it here as soon as possible, so they delivered it with the box and on a pallet. So I'm going to show you how to set it up and I'm going to tell you about my buying experience. So the pinball machine that I bought was the Bride of Pinball. It's a whole lot of fun and nostalgic for me. In early 2000s, I used to work for a pinball arcade company and I learned the basics of how to maintain and fix pinball machines. And this is one of the pinball machines I played and I loved. Back then, the pinball machine was around $1,500. Now it's around $5,000. That's 100% working, fully shopped out, that is. Now, if you're looking for a pinball machine, make sure you buy from the top 100 list, or else it may not gain value over time and it would be harder to sell it later on if you do decide to sell it. Now, once you decide, hey, that's the pinball machine I want, then the things that I look for when buying a pinball machine from an eBayer is, do they have excellent feedback? 99% or higher. Anything less than 99% feedback, I avoid. Also, if they have over 100 transactions, because some transactions can be faked. And also, is the pinball machine reasonably priced? Is it within a price range of other similar pinball machines? And do they offer a warranty? And how much is the shipping? This guy offered free shipping, which saves me $400 to $500, which is terrific. And with PayPal credit, you could pay for this pinball machine for 24 months interest free. Now the guy did have a button, make an offer. I clicked on that button and it made an offer for around $4,900. He agreed on it and I thought that was a fair deal and I went ahead with the purchase using PayPal credit. There it is, the Bride of Pinball.
So I'm assuming the legs are going to be in here?
Drop that.
Legs and legs?
It's right here.
In here?
So I got the legs right here.
And here?
Lay down.
Screw them on and then pull the computer?
Yeah, exactly. We got to spin it around. Before you take it completely out of the box, do not cut the top strap that is connected to the header. So there's a strap right here. Do not cut that until it is completely upright. So with the pinball legs, you want to make sure you adjust the feet where they're all the way down, and then you can level it later on. Now we can cut the strap. Make sure you put your hands on the backlash, because sometimes they get loose and it may fall out. So just put your hands like that and then latch down. Keys right here. And the keys can be actually in the coin door chute. Quarters in it. Got a quarter in it. That's weird. So take a look in here, and it should be metal balls in here maybe? There we go. You lift up and then slowly slide it down. Okay. Looks like they had replaced these bulbs with LED bulbs, which is good. And you want to make sure there's no loose parts or loose boards. You want to make sure everything looks good. So I don't see anything to be concerned about. So the sticker that's loose, that's about it. And you lift this up and then you remove that. Everything looks pretty good. Move this lever to the left, lift it up, and make sure the glass doesn't fly out. So you're going to hold it. And let's go ahead and have to wipe these down. Hold the glass like this. They replaced all the bulbs with LED bulbs and they wiped down the playfield. The pinball machine looks really clean. And I got this at Orange County Pinball. And it looks like red paint missing right here. I'll get my niece, she's an artist, she'll paint that. So what I like about this pinball machine is because you can do a skill shot and earn extra points right here. And then it has an easy objective. You gotta rotate her head and make her human. She has 4 different forms. When you shoot the ball up the ramp, the ball will go in her mouth. And then her head will rotate.
I can speak. Oh no.
Oh, that's working, that's good. Oh, there's one thing that's not working. The display. There we go. Set this down. You gotta be careful it doesn't slide off the pinball machine. And take this down too. You wanna check out the connections back here. Looks like these are all good connections. What I suggest doing is turning off the pinball machine and then reseating the connections. All these connections that are connected to the display, we want to reseat. So we're gonna unplug that and plug it back in. I don't see any burned connections. If you see any burned connections, then that most likely is the issue. You have to replace the connector, which is kind of a pain in the ass. Now, I don't think it's these connections. The reason why is because you would get half a display, I believe. Let me see if the fuse is bad or good. The fuse looks actually good. Actually, I just found what's wrong. Here we go. I lifted up this cardboard right here to check the fuse. The fuse looks good. There's no burn marks or anything on it. But right next to that, I see there's a loose connection. And I don't know where that wire is. Oh, duh. Here it is. Yeah, I guess it got loose during shipping. So that's what happens when you ship it across the country from California to Florida, things get loose, they bump, vibrate right off. And it doesn't feel too tight, it feels actually kind of loose on there. It's easy to unplug. But it's on there good now, and using a little bit of hot glue might keep it to stay on if you're going to ship it across the country. And the battery holder, they modded the battery holder so it's on the side right here. So if the battery acid leaks, it doesn't leak on the board. This is loose also right here. We'll tighten that down. Things to look out for is burned connectors, any kind of scorching, loose pins. If you unplug it and then you have a loose pin, you have a cold solder joint most likely. Loose connections, receding connections, replacing burned connectors are pretty common. All right, let's go ahead and turn it back on, see if it works, or something pops, fuse pops. Yeah, loose connection, that was it. Just a loose connection, thank God. I'll lift this up now. And you can see the bottom of it. Oh, I forgot to remove the ball. I'm just gonna lift it up to show you the bottom. All right, so let's go ahead and turn off the machine, and I'm gonna show you how to check the coils. All right, so you wanna put your meter in ohms. And let's go ahead and check across the terminals. So this is a flipper coil, and if you read across that, you should get 5 ohms or 5.4 ohms. And let's go ahead and read across this one, both ends. And I got 14.3 ohms. And on one side is reading 4.5 ohms. Now there's 2 power sources for the coil. There's the kicking power and the holding power. The holding power has less voltage running through it, because then if it had full power, then it will burn up the coil. So it's good to have that holding power that's lower in voltage, and then you got the kicking power which is high in voltage. And these are rated at 50 volts right here. But not 50 volts is always continuously ran through here. Fix any kind of connection issues where when you're hitting the button and the flipper doesn't kick, usually there's corrosion here and you have to clean off with sandpaper. Just wedge some sandpaper, press the button, and then move the sandpaper up and down to clean that connection. Or you could just replace the leaf springs, but usually sandpaper fixes that issue. Let's go ahead and slide this back in.
just suck at this game.
Guys, if you found this video informative, give me a big thumbs up. If you know anyone that loves pinball, go ahead and click on the share button below, share this video to them, subscribe and hit that bell notification to stay updated on the latest tech videos.